All right, so let's get to what the universe is. This dude, when this popped in my head today, I was like, whew. All right, I'll start with just what it is, in my opinion, and how I got to this conclusion. So I have 3 boys and another one on the way. And me and Walter love to talk. We talk all the time. Charlie is 3. He has a hard time with speech. He sounds very Chinese, actually. And he's really, really smart, not on the spectrum. He makes eye contact, really engaging. Like, he has an awesome life, but he doesn't communicate very well. He has a hard time saying words. He'll say elaborate sentences that Walter can understand every word he says, but I don't. I'm like, what did he say? And then Walter translates. It's almost like Groot from that Galaxy movie. And so I can hear the hand rubbing, or 7 to 8 is showing on. Yeah, I mean, the Grabblers literally are just low, immoral, despicable street pimps. It's like watching them try and control Whoopi Goldberg is so pathetic, man. I mean, look at Judd Apatow using my jokes, man. Look at this shit. Where is it? Did I send this to myself? Oh, man. I might not have sent it to myself. Because it's getting so low, man. It's like Judd Apatow just tweeted about the new Michael Jackson, MJ, opens on Broadway. Here's our review. And he wrote, I look forward to Harvey Weinstein's musical on rollerblades. It's like, dude, stop gazing slack-jawed at a black penis for like 10 minutes with your depression, Judd, and write your own jokes. Jewish perverts on rollerblades is my joke, Judd. How gross and low is that these people steal from people they claim to hate? Oh, that's your joke. Everybody knows rollerblades are funny. Putting a Jewish pedophile on a pair of rollerblades and that being the only joke is literally my joke. Walter is the real miracle worker. That's hilarious. All right, so anyway, he'll speak when he has something profound to say. Then he'll be talking all the time. No, he talks all the time, guys. He's like instead of octopus, he's like, Ataba. Like, he'll say, like, please show me videos of octopus. But he'll be like, hello, Dada. Please show me a video of octopus. I can't even do an impression, but he's like, he's confident, he's smart, he just can't say the words. He babbles. And this is all related to what I'm talking about. And then there's Jack, my youngest, who isn't talking yet, but no one's having more fun than Jack. And I started thinking, how important is speech? What would a world be like without words? And then, like, it all hit me. I still have BB's jokes, but I love them, so it's not gay. No, anybody that isn't profiting millions of dollars on my jokes and was part of my cancellation, which wasn't possible, by the way. They couldn't cancel me, but you guys can use my jokes all you want. I'm talking about people that profit on it, like Dave Chappelle and all these people. All right, so what would a world be without words? Because I've been thinking about the metaverse and how it's a new matrix. But we're already in a matrix. We're clearly already in a matrix. And I know that these aren't brand new ideas. We've talked about this with spells and spelling and curse and cursive and all that. But it all came together to me today in a way where I was like, boom, that's what the universe is. It's not a physical place. It's speech. Universe. I'll show you what I mean. All right, so the first matrix was what we're doing right now. We don't, because I've been sitting around thinking, not sitting around like as I'm doing farm work, and I'm like, okay, is what I'm seeing fake? Is there something, I know this sounds crazy, but I'm like, am I in another place right now, like in a tank, and there's something on my face like VR goggles? And I know I'm not, but I'm going through the steps, like how, watching them try to create a new matrix, I'm starting to see a pattern. So what was the old matrix? And so then I'm thinking, and then I'm realizing I'm thinking in words, and I'm talking, and I'm reading, and I'm like doing this. I'm just staring at this reading, and I'm like, oh my God, that's what it is. It's words. It's words itself. Uni means, okay, so verse means, in poetry, a line consisting of certain number of long and short syllables. This is the original code. This is the original binary digital code, is words. I know that all these things we've thought about, but I'm about to bring it all together. In the beginning was the Word. All right, disposed according to the rules of the species of poetry which the author intends to compose. Verses are of various kinds as hexameter, pentameter, all this stuff. 2 or more verses. Okay, so what does uni mean? 1, the word, like the first words is the universe. And the universe is expanding based on our words. Think about a world, and I'm in the natural world a lot, and there's no speech, and it's totally honest. It's totally pure. You could live your life without ever speaking or understanding words. There's a lot of monks that do this, and I think the vow of silence. My godfather was a Benedictine monk, and we used to go visit him way back in the day. My parents used to teach at St. Procopius College in Lisle, Illinois. And the Benedictines, that's, and so really cool people. And some of them would never speak. And I remember when I was a little kid, I didn't understand it. They just wouldn't talk. And I'm like, why? And then I realized that they were getting out of the matrix. Exactly as the Bible says, in the beginning was the Word. Yeah, exactly. And the Word was with God. So why did Jesus have to come as the Word incarnate? Guys, it's so clear. It's not even like, well, maybe I'm wrong. I don't know. But to me, this makes so much perfect sense. So the original masters of the universe were the Babylonians. It's called Babylon. The Tower of Babel. Babel. Blah, 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 blah. The original people to enslave others with words were these guys. And I consider them Babylonians, Phoenicians, before I consider them quote unquote Jews, because the way they control the world, they don't actually control anything, guys. It's like Mark Zuckerberg with his goggles. It's nothing. It's an illusion. Legalese, the legal system, documents, books, all of it is nothing more than a matrix. So in the beginning was the Word, and the Word was with God. So these people hijacked the words and created a complete, it's like, is the internet bad? No, the internet is not bad. It's the way it's controlled and used is bad. So these people use the first universe, the first line, the first words to control people. And that's why matter, prophet, depending on how you spell it, it's called phonetic Kabbalism. It's how you control people with the shadow language. It's crazy. Like prophets are prophets. So matter, liquidity, all this stuff, like all these words, like you work for your weekend. You earn a living. A earn is where you put the ashes of the dead. A weekend would be the end, like a weakness, an ending. Your weekend, the days, D-A-Z-E, of the week, W-E-A-K. You see it? It's they created a false matrix with the Word. So what was Jesus? He came back to be the Word in action. So I'm not saying words are bad. I'm not saying the internet is bad. I'm not even saying the metaverse is bad. It's if you see it for what it is, if you see it as a tool. But this world, this is one of the most mind-blowing world. Yeah, I mean, a friend of this stream, Dylan, who wrote Spirit World, wrote a whole book on the Kabbalism of this. The thing I think I'm adding to the conversation with all this is what the universe is and what the matrix is and what we live in and what the layer of deception that we're living in right now is the matrix. Blah, blah, blah. This right here is the matrix. And so the original control grid is grammar. And so what was Jesus? Jesus reconnected the Word with the truth. He was the Word incarnate. So you have these guys that have taken this new matrix and hijacked it. It's a lot like Ready Player One. So it's like there's this internet, like 2005 YouTube, 2006 YouTube, where it's like real grassroots and everyone's crushing and you're sharing information. It's mind-blowing. And then it's hijacked, corrupted, and used as control. Speaking itself is that. So it's like God gave us this power, the Word. In the beginning was the Word, and the Word was with God, and the Word was God. So it's like, so we have this ability, and this is what really was kind of the creation of man in a lot of ways, was our ability to operate in this abstract realm of speech. And so then these guys come along and corrupt it, and you have to go to this temple. The temple's here. The temple is your head. It's right here. It's between your two temples. But no, they make the temple the temple. The prophets the prophets. You understand? And so the world got so hellish and corrupt that the Word returned and showed the action, the parable, the Word in motion. These people never do anything. Think about how much control in this world right now is the babble on the television, the babble on your phone, the Babylon that controls you. And they don't actually have any power, like all these notices and all that. And then you look at the words on a dollar bill that use spellcraft to get a man to come to your home and put handcuffs on you if you don't say the right words and the legal and the, guys, this shit is like, it's just, this isn't, and if you're out of the matrix of words, this is like just for burning. Speech is what separates us from animals. Yeah, it is. It is. Like this whole thing, like that's speech. That's the logos, the word. And so it was taken. It's not like before Jesus people couldn't speak. They could. But it was completely corrupted by these people. And they brought it low and disgusting and about slavery and all this stuff. And so, and when we get angry, if we release through our words, the vibes get released. Hence, be angry and do not sin. That is what I'm working on. Yeah, I'm going to show you two worlds. This is a scene from Ray Donovan. The word is alive and can be spoken to the... Yeah, totally. But our phonetics, our grammar, our babble is a lie. Our intention, our ability to use our musicality of our word to show intention to God is real. And that's what we were given in the beginning was the word. And the word was God. All right. So that got hijacked and is used now to make us babble like maniacs. Isn't that wild? Authorities assume the voice of God and use that to control the illiterate and ignorant. Yeah, but they can't actually do it without your consent. You know, because God doesn't allow, these people are not God. These are street pimps, guys. It's kind of like how they get women to sell their vagina for money so that they can write it in their little book. The woman has to consent to that. She has to be like what they just did to Whoopi Goldberg. They have to beat her in public, make her get on her knees, humiliate her, all that stuff, and give her money and love, like a form of love where they're their daddy. They're not. We have one Father. He art in heaven. That's it. The universe is the word. It's not a physical place. So we're given this creation ability with the word. The word is what separates us from animals. The Satanists have been trying forever to get people to believe that animals have this ability of communication. They had this gorilla and they bribed it with bananas to do basic sign language. It was never signing. You can train an animal. There is communication amongst animal, but it's the way that my son, who doesn't speak and doesn't understand communication, communicates with his brothers. It's there. You can take a vow of silence and be in the original Matrix and see that there is communication. Like these schools of fish and birds can do all that stuff, but they don't have the ability of creating. The word that we're given, the control over the word, is what that means, that we're made in the image of God. And that speech is a way to create in reality. Now, when it's hijacked, it's how you descend. Coco is a sop. Yeah, Coco could never actually do sign language. You're talking about the Trinity? Kind of, Gypsy Bear. Kind of. I don't believe Jesus and the creator of this, like material matter, are the same entity. So that's why I'm not a Trinitarian, but I do understand the Trinity. Like, I do think that saying Jesus is God, I don't want to get into it right now, but I do understand what you're saying. I do understand the argument about the Trinity when you say Jesus is the Logos incarnate, but Jesus couldn't have created himself. That's the hang up I have. So that's it. I don't want to fight about it anymore. I think it's like, it feels, I don't know, it just feels like a murky place to make people fight about nothing. All right, so this is two people in two different matrices and what reality actually would look like when one man rejects the matrix of Babylon. This is one of my favorite scenes of any show of all time. This is Ray Donovan on Showtime, and this is 1 minute, and this is when one matrix interjects with another matrix.
It's not my problem.
Every day? We need to work on that.
Tina wants a chance to host the show.
Over my dead body. I'm the host. I'm not going to be held hostage by that bimbo.
She's not coming out of the trailer unless you promise her a chance to host the show.
Okay, I'm going to do commentary in case there's some sort of situation. So Ray Donovan, and he's not a good man in this show. Don't look up to him, whatever. Everyone gets it. But he's speaking what is exactly true. That's why I like this show, even though he's a criminal and, you know, not someone to look up to, and I understand the Tavistock and all that. But he's saying, and this other guy is using blah, 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 blah. He's just doing Zionist babble word magic because it works on people who don't know who they are. I'm not saying speech is bad, by the way. But he's saying what is real, and he's not bluffing or lying. And just watch when the two worlds combined.
Who is this guy? Debbie, you're up. There, problem solved.
That doesn't solve your problem.
No, it doesn't. Mr. Liu asked specifically for Tina.
Let me make something clear to you. Tina Harvey wears a tight dress. She spins a fucking wheel and keeps her mouth.
Okay, so real quick, everyone sees this dynamic. It's all over the internet and it's all over the world right now. I'm teeing this up because this scene is so good. It's kind of like why myself and a lot of people have a hard time understanding gammas, because you're like, what world are you in? And in their world, they can just say and do anything because there's no repercussions because they're in the world of Babel. And so this is when two worlds combined. Watch this. So he comes up with all the confidence of Babylon, and now he's going to interact with someone that's in a different matrix.
She spins a fucking wheel and keeps her mouth shut. She's a pair of tits and an arm. Who the hell do you think?
All right, real quick, one thing I want to highlight is Ray Donovan never gets mad. That's really important. High emotions are not ever good. He never gets mad. Oh, you get mad all the time. I talk like this because it's entertaining and funny. Okay. So this is one of the coolest scenes ever because he's not mad. He's literally almost exhausted by it. And so this is when reality meets unreality.
She's a pair of tits and an arm. Who the hell do you think you are?
I'll go get her.
And that's it. It's over at that point. So that's reality. And this is why I've been warning a lot of Jewish people for a long time. Like, when Babylon ends, and I'm not threatening Jewish people. I'm actually one of your biggest fans, swear to God. I think what you guys are accomplishing is fucking mind-blowing. But it's like, when people are at the end of it, they're like, what do you even say? They're like, well, I happen to have all the copyrights. It's like, At first, and then you saw the girl like looked at him like, I want you inside of me right now, right? That's fact. That's how it really is. And so that's one reason why a lot of women end up in really bad relationships, because those guys a lot of times have problems in the real world, in the fake Babylon world. And so that's why women will end up in sometimes abusive relationships, because they find that mind-blowingly attractive. When a little gamma's running his mouth and someone just calmly puts him in his place without any emotion at all, they're like, I need you. So just watch this whole scene again, and this is when Babylon meets the Word. And I'm not saying that Ray Donovan is representing God in any way, but it's the real world.